The NAACP issued a warning earlier this summer saying that Florida is, quote, openly hostile for African Americans, people of color, and LGBTQ individuals. As president, you would represent the entire country. Can everyone feel welcome in a DeSantis America?
100%, and that is politics. That's a stunt that they're playing. They obviously have very left-wing agenda, which I don't begrudge them that, but in Florida, our unemployment rate amongst African Americans is way lower than New York, California, and these blue states. We have more black-owned businesses in Florida than any state in the United States. I have more African American students on scholarships for our school choice program than any other state in the United States. And so we've shown people can succeed in Florida regardless of their race, ethnicity, any of that. We will judge people as individuals. We want people to rise up based on their merit. But here's the thing.
Because of your policies in Florida, there are minorities, Black Americans, and there are people who are part of the LGBTQ community who think that you would discriminate against them.
Well, part of the reason they think that is because of narratives that are put out by media. I mean, for example, when we had the fight with Disney over the elementary education about should you have things about sex and gender identity, telling a second grader that their gender's fluid, we said absolutely not. Parents in Florida agreed, and throughout the country, I think, agreed with that. That was termed by the media as don't say gay. The bill did not mention the word gay. I never said that gay people wanted kindergartners to be told they can change their gender. That was the media that created that and the left that created that. There were a lot of gay people in Florida that felt that was unfair to them because they didn't think it was appropriate to have that kind of...
So when is the right age to talk about gender identity?
Well, I think the idea that a teacher would say, yes, you can change, and there's some schools around the country where they say it's okay to transition a kid without the parent's consent or knowledge. And as a parent, that is just unacceptable. I mean, schools serve an important function, but to be intruding into a family matter like that, I think goes beyond what is appropriate. And here's the thing, are we doing so well as a country on math scores and reading scores and science? Why don't we focus on those things? You know, that I think unites everybody regardless of their viewpoint. And I'm not saying be negative about, you know, the gender identity stuff. I'm just saying I don't think it's appropriate to have in there at all. So I think we did the right thing on that. And I think most people of all different persuasions agree with the stand we took. But I think it's also important to say, I've got people moving into Florida in record numbers. We are the #1 fastest growing state, and we are the state with the most net domestic in-migration. And that's people from all walks of life that are coming, and they're coming because the state is successful and they have an opportunity to get ahead.
Most gay people say they knew they were gay since they were a kid, but they've known most of their life they were gay.
But here's the question. What does that have to do with math class or English class or history class? So
well, should they feel accepted in schools?
Everyone
should there be tolerance?
Everyone should be accepted, 100%.
When the Dobbs decision, which overturned Roe versus Wade, was passed, there was included in Justice Thomas's opinion talk about the gay marriage decision. Would you support a Supreme Court that overturned gay marriage?
Well, I mean, I would appoint justices. I mean, in terms of the justice I would appoint, you know, they will interpret the text, history, and structure of the Constitution, and they will do that faithfully. You know, I've already said in terms of Obergefell that what the court pointed out and the other justices was reliance interest is important with respect to precedent. And I think all those other 8 justices have signaled that because there's a significant reliance interest that they would not view that the same as they did with Dobbs. And I think that's likely to be the case going forward. I don't think you're going to see them reevaluate that.